Hello, Aquarius. My name is Paul, and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments, okay? And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Nine of Swords, dang it. Don't freak out, it's going to be okay. Usually when we get a Nine of Swords, this is kind of like to me it's kind of a painful truth, right? Something that we kind of have to deal with in order to move forward, right? So let's put this into some context, okay? Let's figure out what is going on. Now we got an Eight of Wands. Interesting. Okay, Emperor. Oh, Fool and Emperor and a 2. We're going to get to do all of our fun extra toys and cards and stuff today. This is going to be fun. Okay, look at that. Ending with a 10 of Pentacles. And see, I told you it was going to be okay. I don't know why you were worried. You got to trust me. What I'm feeling with this, with the Nine of Swords here, and we'll do our inspirational cards and our oracle cards or whatever you call them. With the Nine of Swords here, I feel like we just need to kind of not give too much credence to what other people are saying. You know, let's not give too much weight to the opinions of others right now, right? Because I think we're doing something that really does transcend everything. We're doing something that's so major, that's so significant, that any kind of opinions from others is only going to, maybe delay or impede our progress. It's not worth us getting involved in that, right? So we've got this really nice Eight of Wands right there. Let's select our mystery card, and then we'll talk about this energy. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're just going to set it over here. We'll put Kevin, a.k.a. Mr. Bates, right there on top of that card. Now, we're not going to look at that until the very end, but if you have any idea, a hint, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your answer, your prediction, in the comment section. Okay, trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source, and maybe start discerning this mystery card together as kind of a group exercise. Okay. First, let's look around the room. Two major arcana cards, Fool and Emperor. We need a little bit of both of these energies, don't you think? We've got our fire, a couple of places of fire here. We've got our water here. The water is kind of the obstacle. The water is this, it's kind of crossing this great river. Now, I do want to say something about the path of the serpent. It goes from fire to earth. If you're a fan of this channel, you know what I say about fire and earth. It is the direct creation. It is direct manifestation. You're going from fire, from will, from consciousness, from inspiration, from creativity, from source, from spirit, directly to earth, to practical things, to manifestation, right? To materialization. It's direct, fire to earth. In this case, we're getting a little bit of impedance from the water energy, from your feelings, right? And thoughts too, right? Thought and feeling. What comes between fire and earth? Well, water and air, okay? So we have to deal with this water and air. The first thing we're going to deal with is the air. Then we'll deal with the water. We'll get to manifestation. You're going to love. It's going to be bliss. It is going to be blessings upon blessings, abundance, financially and otherwise. Okay? Financially and otherwise. We've got a 2 here in the back. 2 of Pentacles. I'm thinking 2 weeks for some of this energy to really shift. In 2 weeks' time, we should be able to work through the thinking and the feeling functions. And also with this 5 of Pentacles here, I feel like there's a minor delay right? But that's all right, because with this minor delay gives us a chance to fix the air and the water here, right? So, the Nine of Swords. Somebody's got some not nice things to say. Someone's got some opinions that I feel like I wish I could curse here on YouTube, because I just feel like kind of F this person, right? Or these people, or this energy, wherever this is coming from. You don't need that, right? You don't need these kinds of opinions. So we're correcting that with some fire energy. This is, it's the Eight of Wands. It is Mercury in Sagittarius. I kind of am getting this, this image, this vision of Mercury or Hermes, right? With a bow and arrow, maybe a little Hermes Apollo kind of thing. And just shooting arrows in every direction in a circle, right? Just all the way around them. It's protecting yourself, fortifying yourself. It's casting a magical circle around yourself, essentially, right? Where it is keeping out some of these negative thoughts, the influence of others, right? So that when others say something negative, or they have a differing opinion or a negative opinion or some kind of BS, it's not going to get you. It's not going to reach you, right? It's not going to penetrate your aura. You might hear it, but it's not going to affect you, okay? So I think we need to protect ourselves from those kinds of opinions, because right now it's just not helpful. Right. So this is, with the Nine of Swords, definitely something we need our botanical inspiration cards for. But this is really, really simple. Don't give too much credence. Don't put too much weight on what other people tell you. When they see you manifesting, when they see you really starting to shine and to grow and to succeed, everybody's going to have something to say, right? Good or bad. Everybody has an opinion. You know what they say about opinions. I'm not going to repeat it, because this is YouTube and this is a family-friendly show. We don't want to give any weight. We don't want to put too much stock in what other people say, what their opinions are. Rebirth and new beginnings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Lao Tzu said that, apparently. But I like this, right? Because we have the idea of like a painful ending, and what it feels like to me in the context of the Nine of Swords is what I say fairly often on this channel, is that when you start waking up, when you start doing your own thing, being creative, being successful, following your path, it seems like some elements, some negative forces in the world around you get kind of mad. Right? And they start trying to pull you back down. And it could be people, could be friends, family, could be strangers, could be, I don't know, just a general feeling. Because you are waking up against an egregore, a general energy of the world that is asleep. Right? And I think that's what we're all trying to do. We're trying to wake up. Right? We're trying to open the third eye. We're trying to wake up the Kundalini. We're trying to reach that level of spiritual activation where we can follow our will, that we can discern our destiny, right? So you're starting out this path of spiritual activation. Maybe you're well on your path. Maybe you've been on this path for years. And I think that you would probably recognize that, yes, the more you wake up, the more the negative forces of just the world or the universe try to get you to go back to sleep. And they have many tactics, right? And I think this is one of those tactics, and this is basically just insulting you, telling you you're wrong, giving you their opinion as if it were gospel to try to get you to just go back to sleep, right? So I think that this is a beginning and an ending, right? Because as you're waking up, you're saying goodbye to sleep, you know. Not literally. Sleep is we all need to sleep, myself included. So, yeah, we're dealing with that air energy, and we have our lovely botanical inspiration. We've got the Fool energy and the Emperor. The Fool is really our desire to soar, to be unimpeded, to have zero zero weight, right? To be absolutely free and limitless. The Fool wants to expand. The Fool wants to go wander into everything, experience everything. The Fool is sort of naive. The Fool can't recognize danger when danger is close. The Fool will walk into a situation and then will need some rescuing, right? So this is really a good, curious freedom to have. This is innovation, right? This is limitless growth and expansion. This is really transcending everything. We need a little bit of a control on that. We need a balance. We need the Emperor too. Because the Emperor says, yeah, we can explore, we can go get lost, but I still have a kind of GPS thing that I might need if it gets bad, right? There's the idea here of balancing this freedom with structure, right? And so we have the 0 and the 4, right? Kind of squaring the circle a little bit here. We're taking this spirit, this free, uninhibited spiritual energy, and we're giving it some sort of structure, some sort of form. Okay, and I think this is a very, very good balance. I don't know if you can hear, but my heater just kicked on in here, and you might hear a little bit of noise. I'm actually, you know what? I got to take a moment to say this. I'm very disappointed in the audio quality of this channel lately. I have a brief history in sound engineering. I've done the audio recording for a couple of independent films in my earlier years, but I just can't seem to get the audio on this channel as perfect as I would like it, and I apologize for that. It's a personal standard that I have. It's a matter of my own honor and pride, I think. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know if you can hear the heater, but it gets quite cold in the studio. So we're moving into the colder months of the year, which is wonderful, but at the same time, then I've got to put the heaters out and stuff. Otherwise, I will turn into an ice cube in the studio. So the major arcana. Now, because it's a Fool, we have to do an I Ching reading. And anytime we get the Fool card, we have to cast a hexagram. It's one of our unwritten rules. So we're going to do that now and see what it is that the Fool is really trying to tell us. What is it that the Fool is after? What is the curiosity of the Fool? Now, I think it has something to do with crossing the great river. Right, the Fool is ready to go directly from spirit, right, from creativity, from will, from inspiration to manifestation. And I kind of see that it's the same idea, the same principle, going from 0 to 4, right, going from the unmanifest infinite to a manifested finite reality, right? One of abundance and power and authority over your life and your destiny and your direction. 4, not knowing. Well, if there's any energy that talks about not knowing something, it's the Fool. Because the Fool is not, right? The Fool is nothing. It is 0. And it's all a matter of the not gaining knowledge, right? Achieving gnosis. So we're going from 0, we're going from not, we're going to 4, we're going to knowing. I'm hoping that does not make sense. Anyway, the 4, not knowing, creating success. The first consultation speaks clearly, the second and third pollute the waters, polluted, hence not speaking. Constancy bears fruit. So, the first consultation speaks clearly. If we repeat ourselves, if we keep asking the same question, what do? We get wrapped up in swords energies. We get too wrapped up in the mental part of it, the intellectual questioning, reasoning, debating, yes or no's, pros and cons, why, how. And that's going to impede our progress, our manifestation, right? We're talking about the impedance here, going from 0 to 4, from nothing to everything, from the unmanifest to the manifest, from fire to earth, from, will to materialization. But if we get stuck in the questioning and the debate and the discussion, well, that's the impedance we're talking about, right? On the path of the serpent, we have the emotional impedance. On the path of the dove, we've got the intellectual impedance. So there's more text on the back of the card here. To be ignorant is a creative, harmonious way to engage with your world. Well, the fool is that ignorant, innocent, not knowing, right? And this is you engaging with the world as an emperor, right? It's a creative way to engage with your world. Don't go running after answers as if it's embarrassing not to know. Hold steadily to not knowing and hence to learning. That will bring good results. What don't you know? What if you didn't need to know all the answers? And how can you learn from experience? So that's part of this Nine of Swords energy as well, right? Not trying to learn everything, not trying to know everything, right? The Nine of Swords is a Mars in Gemini kind of energy, and it's kind of a violent attempt to analyze, right? It's a violent analysis. And I think that's really what we don't need. We need the harmony, we need the innocence, we need the ignorance, really, of the Fool. It's drama-free here, this Fool. My wife and I just started season 2 of this Fool. I think it's on Hulu, I think. Really funny show. Really, really funny. Anyway, yeah, so I like this very much. Drama-free, right? We're finding inspiration in not knowing, because if you don't know, then you get to find out, right? You get to learn. Everything is new. Everything is novel. We also have the Two of Pentacles. I'm going to try to hurry things along. Two of Pentacles in the recent past. This, I think, is a big shift in your life recently. I think maybe we've activated a certain phase of our work. I feel like we started something new. It wasn't. It's not the same as the Fool might be. Like we've started our spiritual journey with the Fool. No, I think you've been on the spiritual journey, but I think you've come to a significant turning point or milestone. We're trying to turn something around, and maybe this is. We've realized it's time to get through the intellectual impedance, right? Because it is partly that intellectual impedance that is causing the delay of this 5, right? So with the Two of Pentacles, we have to spin the yes/no coin. Anytime we get a Two of Pentacles, we spin our coin. I don't flip it because I have stuff up there that I don't want to break. So we'll spin the coin. And what we do with this is I'm going to ask you to formulate a yes or no question. Get something in your mind right now that you need a yes or no answer to. Pause the video if you want, because I'm going to spin this coin. And it is a yes. It is a yes, whatever your question was. Okay. Now, the way I'm looking at this too is that we've turned on a light switch here. We're trying to turn something around the other way. Okay. And I think it has to do with this intellectual impedance and us fortifying ourselves against negative energy, negative opinions, not engaging in the violent analysis of things to try to get out of this delay. I think there's been a minor delay. The 5 of Pentacles here is talking about us pushing through this delay, right? Because I think before this was a 4 and now it's a 5. So that delay is moving again. We've cleared something away and things are starting to flow again. And it could be this intellectual impedance that was causing a delay, right? Maybe we were thinking about something too much, or we were second guessing ourselves because we were listening to all the buzz around us. But now we're getting through that and we're getting things moving again. Okay, this is very good. And that brings us to the path of the serpent, and we start with the Seven of Wands. This is us understanding that it is a challenge. It is, for one, it's a challenge for us to resist or to not listen, to not be affected by the negative energies around us, right? It's like we have to really keep our guard up. We have to keep our defenses up, or we have to keep the sentinel at the door to not let that negative energy in. That's trying to keep us from doing our will, okay? So we know that we're up against a major force. It's us against all of the negative, evil forces of the world, let's say, right? I'm not trying to be melodramatic, but, we can look at it that way. This is us now applying this Mars energy. See, the Nine of Swords is Mars in Gemini. It's violent approach to analysis. Then we have Mars in Leo. This is using all of that martial energy, that power, that force, that energy that could destroy or build up, right? It's, anabolic or catabolic, right? And instead of pulling things apart and destroying it with the Nine of Swords, now we're using it to create. We're gathering all of our forces so that we can get through this delay, and now that things are moving, we've got a bigger challenge in front of us, and that's the emotional impedance. Right? We're taking all of the energy that was wasted here, and we're concentrating it now as we're getting ready to cross this great river, which I was hoping the Jing would talk about crossing the great river. It's a common theme in the E, is crossing the great river. And I think this is now, when this intellectual impedance clears, it's time to cross this great river. Okay. First thing we come to is the Knight of Cups. This could be a Cancer person in your life, in your environment. This is the card of the environment. This is you on the banks of the river, ready to leap across. And I feel like this is you finding the inspiration that's going to allow you to not have to swim through this swampy Seven of Cups, but to fly over it, right? This is the magical potion, that holy grail, that inspiration, that deep, deep source, that deep well of spiritual creative energy within you, that when you find that, take a little drink and you can fly, right? Fly right over these difficulties. So I feel like this is a way to get that emotional certainty kind of thing, right? To clear any of the emotional blockage here. It's really this feeling of overwhelming love that really kind of gives you wings, right? And I feel like this is kind of an act of gratitude, an act of kindness. But it's not just about you extending this cup full of seafood to somebody else. You're not just giving. You're also receiving love and affection and gratitude, right? This is a way for you to fortify your heart by giving it, right? By extending it, by acts of kindness, by showing gratitude, showing love, being kind to people, right? I mean, it's an overlooked remedy for a lot of ills. And I feel like it's time for you to recognize all of the love in your environment, because again, this is the card of the environment. That's why it's in this position. This is also the position of timing and the position of your relationships. Okay, so take it how it resonates. Could be a Cancer person in your life that we need to really recognize the love and support that we have in the environment and show our appreciation for that. Let's be kind to elements of our environment, our pets, our plants, our people, whatever is around you, as a way to fortify our own hearts. And that will allow us the courage that we need. You know, it was the lion, I think, that needed the heart, right? In The Wizard of Oz, needed the courage. And this is Mars in Leo, right? So we've got that kind of connection there. And this is really the courage, I think, that we need, and how we get it, to cross this great river. And this is a swamp. This is quicksand. This is the emotions that will drag us down. This could be many things, right? This could be sorrow, sadness, depression. This could be us mistaking some kind of indulgence for the actual goal, right? And it's the last final trick of that evil one, of those evil forces, those negative energies. When you're just this close to your best life, there's going to be an illusion presented to you. And you might tend to assume that, oh, this is the goal, I've achieved it. But it's not. It's a trick. It's an illusion. It's a temptation. Okay? And you'll know that you're very close to the goal because those negative forces seem to put really tempting, shining, beautiful things in front of you that we might mistake for the goal. So, 10 of Pentacles at the end. How do we overcome that? Well, you have to know what your 10 of Pentacles is. Anytime we get the 10 of Pentacles here, I like to ask you to get out a sheet of paper, get out a pencil, draw a picture of your best life. What would it look like? Right? What would be in that picture? Pets, plants, people, right? You. What are some of the details that you can fill in? Now, we can always alter it and change it later, but we have to know what we're trying to achieve. We have to know what our best life looks like so that we can recognize what it is not. When things are presented to us as, here's your best life, then we can kind of compare and be like, it's not. It's an illusion. It's an imposter, right? But in order to recognize the imposter, we have to know what the authentic one looks like, right? And we can change this as we go forward. But for now, I think we really need to get a good sense of what that is. But I want to look at the mystery card now. Thank you, Mr. Bates. Okay, this is the point of the reading where I ask you to try to connect with these images, with these energies. Let's see if we can discern this mystery card together. Pause the video if you would like. And I will venture a guess as well. I haven't been too accurate lately. Okay, This is, well, I think, ideally, I'd want a 6 of Swords. Right? It shows heart and mind together, harmonious, right? In unison, creating no impedance to our creative efforts. That's what I would hope is this card. I don't know that it's going to be. Let's see. No. But it's still something pretty good. It's a 3 of Wands. It's virtue. It's virtue. This card represents your heart, your mind, and your body, all on the same page. So there is that unification there. Thinking, feeling, doing. They all have to be in line, right? This is the Trinity that is a unity. So if you have this kind of a unity, then this card's basically an Ace of Wands, and you can accomplish anything. Because that is the spiritual will to do whatever you want to manifest, right? It is the purest form of that creative energy. But we have to make sure that our mind, that our thinking, and our heart, our feeling, is ready to go, purified, fortified. Then we can do the right thing and we can achieve our goal. I think you're really going to love this. I think I think your Ten of Pentacles is there. I think you have a good idea, at least, of what that is. Right? But see, that kind of then, I'm looking over here at this Fool, and I think, well, this is the ignorance. This is to kind of, this is the not knowing. This is the discovering. Well, by the time we get here, I think we really should have at least enough of a picture that we can avoid the pitfalls and the temptations and the illusions. Right? So we may not know, as we're here on the path of the dove, it may be that ignorance is the bliss. Right? But when we get here, we need to begin formulating this end picture. Right? Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New readings for Aquarius, Mondays and Thursdays at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Aquarius, I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we are all in this together.